Let's play a game. Imagine you have a neighbor who owns a dog, a Rottweiler, big, mean, frothing at the mouth. One day, this dog gets loose and mauls a kid down the street. It's tragic. So the neighbor catches the dog, drags it back home, and locks it in a flimsy wooden shed. The next week, the dog breaks out again. This time, it kills someone. The neighbor catches it again, pats it on the head, and puts it back in the same flimsy shed. This happens 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. The body count is stacking up. The neighborhood is terrified. Now, answer me this. Who is the real monster here? Is it the dog, doing what a rabid animal does by instinct? Or is it the man who refuses to put the dog down, knowing damn well it's going to kill again? We call that neighbor a criminal. We call him negligent. We might even call him a sociopath. But in Gotham City, they call him a hero. They shine a light in the sky for him. You think you know Batman? You think he's the Dark Knight, the savior, the guy sacrificing everything for justice? You are wrong. Today, we're not talking about a hero. We're talking about Gotham's greatest villain. A man who hasn't saved his city, but has actually doomed it to an eternal cycle of violence just to satisfy his own twisted psychology. Let's turn off the bat signal. It's time to look at the shadows.
Okay, let's take a step back. If you're a normal person, or even just a casual fan, you know the lore. It's practically a modern myth. Rich kid, alleyway, pearls falling on the wet pavement, gunshots. Bruce Wayne loses his parents and vows to wage war on crime. He travels the world, learns a dozen martial arts, masters criminal science, and returns to Gotham to strike fear into the hearts of the superstitious and cowardly. It's a great story. It's classic. But here's the glitch. Here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about because it ruins the fantasy. Batman has been operating for over 80 years in canon time, and Gotham has gotten worse. Think about it. In the early days, Gotham had mobsters. Carmine Falcone, Sal Maroni, guys in suits with Tommy guns. Bad guys, sure, but logical bad guys. They wanted money. They wanted power. You could understand them. Then Batman shows up, and suddenly, the city turns into a freak show. We go from mob bosses to killer clowns, feared toxin terrorists, crocodile men, and immortal eco-terrorists. If Batman is the world's greatest detective and the ultimate crime fighter, why is his city statistically the most dangerous place on Earth? If you hired a plumber to fix a leak and 10 years later your house is flooded with sewage, you don't call him a hero. You fire him. So we have to ask the uncomfortable question. Is Batman just incompetent? Is he bad at his job? Or is something much darker going on? What if the chaos isn't a mistake? What if it's the goal? Hold that thought because we're about to go down a rabbit hole that changes everything you know about the Caped Crusader.
To understand why Batman is the villain, we need to look at 3 specific pillars of evidence. And fair warning, once you see this, you can't unsee it. Pillar 1, the Escalation Theory. This is something the movies actually touched on, specifically in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, but they didn't take it far enough. There's this scene at the end of Batman Begins where Jim Gordon hands Batman the Joker card. He says, "We start carrying semi-automatics, they buy automatics. We start wearing Kevlar, they buy armor-piercing rounds, and you're wearing a mask and jumping off rooftops." This is called escalation. In the real world, violence begets violence. By dressing up as a bat and operating outside the law, Batman changed the rules of the game. He didn't stop crime, he challenged it to evolve. Before Batman, a criminal just needed a gun. After Batman, a criminal needs a gimmick. They need to be theatrical, they need to be extreme just to compete. Batman is essentially a magnet for the mentally unstable. He created a vacuum that could only be filled by super criminals. Without Batman, there is no Joker. That's not just a theory, that is canon in almost every continuity. Joker exists for Batman. So every person Joker kills,
That's collateral damage of Bruce Wayne's ego trip. Pillar 2, the economic horror. Now let's get visceral. Let's talk about money. Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, in some canons a trillionaire. He has enough wealth to literally buy Gotham City and rebuild it from the ground up. Poverty is the root cause of 90% of crime. We know this. It's basic sociology. The henchmen Batman beats up every night, they aren't evil masterminds. They are desperate guys named Steve or Mike who need to pay rent. So, what does Bruce do? Does he fund comprehensive mental health facilities? Does he fix the education system? Does he create jobs to hollow out the recruitment pools for gangs? I mean, he does a little charity here and there for PR, but the bulk of his resources goes into the Batman. Think about the cost. The Batmobile alone is basically a tank with a jet engine. That's millions of dollars. The Watchtower space station, billions. The surveillance network, Brother Eye, trillions. Bruce Wayne is spending the GDP of a small country to dress up in high-tech bondage gear and punch poor people in the face. He is treating the symptoms, street crime, with extreme violence, while completely ignoring the disease, systemic poverty. Why? Because funding a school isn't as cathartic as breaking a mugger's arm. It's not about saving the city. It's about his need to punish. And this is the deepest cut. Batman is a hoarder. But he doesn't hoard newspapers or cats, he hoards villains. He refuses to kill. The famous no-kill rule. Sounds noble, right? It separates him from the bad guys. Bullshit. The no-kill rule is a fallacy. When Batman captures the Joker and sends him to Arkham Asylum, he knows Arkham is a revolving door. Arkham has worse security than a mall kiosk. He knows Joker will escape. He knows Joker will kill again. By letting Joker live, Batman is making a conscious choice to allow future victims to die. Why? Because he needs the Joker. In the comic The Dark Knight Returns, there is a moment where Joker breaks his own neck and Batman looks devastated. Not relieved, devastated. Without his villains, Batman has no purpose. He is just a sad, traumatized man in a costume. He keeps them alive to keep his game going.
And here is where it gets gnarly. Here is the twist that turns this from a superhero story into a psychological horror. There is a medical condition called Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy. It's a mental illness where a caregiver, like a mother, intentionally makes their child sick, poisons them, hurts them, just so they can take care of them. They crave the attention. They want to be the savior. They need the child to be dependent on them. Batman has Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy, and Gotham is his victim. Think about it. If Gotham was actually safe, if the crime stopped, if the corruption ended, Bruce Wayne would have to hang up the cowl. He would have to sit in Wayne Manor alone and finally process the grief of his parents' death. He would have to face the void. He can't do that. The trauma is too deep. So subconsciously, he ensures Gotham never gets better. He fights crime in a way that guarantees it returns. He creates villains that require his existence. He keeps the city sick, broken, and bleeding just so he can be the one to bandage it up every night. He isn't saving Gotham from hell. He is the devil keeping the fires burning because he's afraid of the dark. This recontextualizes everything. Every time you see him standing on a gargoyle, watching over the city, he's not a guardian, he's a jailer. And we are all just living in his cell. So, the next time you watch a Batman movie or read a comic and you see him spare the Joker's life for the 100th time, ask yourself, is this morality or is it selfishness? They say you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Bruce Wayne died in that alleyway with his parents 80 years ago. The thing that stood up, that's the villain. And he has been holding Gotham hostage ever since. But hey, maybe I'm just cynical. Maybe he really is just trying his best. Or maybe we just love the violence as much as he does. What do you think? Should Batman finally cross the line and end the Joker? Or does that make him no better than the criminals? Let me know in the comments.
And as always, stay paranoid.